Hey, I'm Des.
Hey y'all, I'm Sai.
And we're the co hosts of Let's Talk Sis podcast, where we truly believe that together empowered women can transform their lives.
Join us for heartfelt stories, enlightening conversations, and a whole lot of accountability along the way. Hey y'all.
Hey.
So we're back with another episode.
Yes.
And before we get started, I just want to express sincere gratitude for everyone who has shopped our Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale.
Thank you.
Not only because it was, one of the biggest retail shopping days or weekends essentially, but because it was a launch day and launch weekend for us, and it was extremely successful. So shout out to everyone who has supported us, anyone who has purchased the product, reposted something, told somebody about it, or whatever the case may be. We really, really sincerely appreciate you guys for just being a part of our journey and supporting us.
Yeah, thank y'all so much. Y'all, disclosure, we are very tired. We just was packing y'all orders actually for the last few hours to get everyone's order out to them at a timely manner. It's about 2:00 in the morning, maybe a little after 2, and we had to show up for y'all on a podcast. So bear with us. I may be talking in slow motion tonight, but it's gonna get done.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about, what are we talking about?
We're talking about goal setting and essentially just getting ready for 2024.
Yes.
Transitioning into a new year and just executing and finishing Q4 on a strong note.
Strong note, yeah.
How do you feel about 2024?
I'm excited. I feel good.
Okay.
I actually feel really good about 2024. I feel like 2023 was the year of preparation for me personally. I needed this year. This year, I learned a lot changed for me. And this year was really slow, but I feel like I needed that. I wouldn't say I needed the setback, but I needed the downtime because it enabled me to focus on a lot of things internally. So yeah, 2024 is like, okay, I prepared. Now it's time to go. I'm ready. I'm excited.
Yeah. And I'm happy that you said that slowness can often be associated with a setback. So I'm happy that you acknowledge that as, down periods, a period of stillness for you to be able to evaluate yourself internally instead of just, negatively looking at it as like, oh, I fell off or I fell back or,
I mean, I think we all go through, that initial thought of like the damn, what happened a little bit. Everything happens for a reason. And when people experience like that setback, that slow time, it's like you had to be slowed down.
So is it a setback or is it stillness? Because you just contradicted yourself.
I said setback? I'm tired. I'm sorry. That like downtime. It's downtime. For me, it was downtime. I wouldn't say it was a setback at all. Like I said, I feel like I was able to like fixate on a lot of things internally. So, I mean, essentially, I kind of went forward in a way because I learned a lot about me. I was way more consistent with therapy this year. I was just way more consistent with my self-care and self-reflection and connecting with God and all the things that you deeply need. But so I definitely wouldn't say it was a setback at all. But I feel like I would have never intentionally sat down and took the downtime, especially for damn near almost a whole year. So, I don't know. Like I said, 2024, I'm prepared. I'm not blindly running no more.
That's good.
Yeah. How you feel?
I'm actually extremely excited for 2024 for pretty much some of the same reasons. You spoke about a moment of stillness, and I feel like transitioning and relocating and being in a new environment, like we talked about on previous episodes, I kind of knew what it was when I signed up. So I was prepared. So it didn't catch me by surprise. I actually relocated for a moment of internal reflection and stillness.
Okay.
So I'm happy that I had that opportunity to endure that. And then in the midst of going through that, I'm happy that I was covered.
Yeah.
I didn't want for anything, or I didn't need anything. Yeah. So I'm extremely grateful that I have been able to go through that, experience it, and see it through.
Yeah.
But moving forward into the new year, I feel like me back in, like, I don't know, 2016, you know?
2016 was a year. I think 2016 was a year for everybody.
Really?
I think so.
Yeah.
I hear a lot about, I think 2016 was a year for everybody. 2016 screamed beast mode real bad.
Really? I think 2016 for me was kind of like when I transitioned from hustling and like just, you know, trying to figure out what's what or whatever the case may be, to kind of just stepping into like, okay, business owner, being a little bit more organized and strategic, and actually being intentional in what I put out and what I do, and you know, serving my customers and stuff like that. So I feel like that hunger, like that little girl that was like just ambitious and hungry and just ready to go get it. Like, all right, if I gotta pull an all-nighter and miss sleep, then that's what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm there.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for me, and not only just for me, but for everybody. Like, when I say I feel that next year is gonna be a great year for everybody, I really feel it in my bones. And if you're listening to this or watching this, then I speak that over you, your life, your circumstance, and everything that you have going on. I'm
excited. So, question: how do you feel about the resolution thing and like the new year, new me?
It's so funny because almost like 10 years ago, I used to be real big on like New Year's, new resolution. I'm getting a new number. Like, I'm leaving everybody.
I'm leaving behind.
Yeah, like when I was in
after December 31st.
Yes, when I was in high school. But I think as I become a little bit more wiser in age and in knowledge, I start to realize that time isn't even real. And I think once I came to that realization, I kind of released the need of control, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So the way that I look at it is, yes, next year is going to be amazing. And I know that next year is going to be amazing because of the space that I'm in right now. So I'm able to say that the energy that I have now will only carry over into the new year, essentially. But I'm not waiting until January or till the ball drop to start a brand new task or to get disciplined or whatever, acclimated with myself or whatever I want to, you know, accomplish. I'm starting now, or I've already started, and it's kind of just going. It has no other choice but to transition over, because that's what I'm bringing into the new year, you know?
Yeah.
So as far as the whole new year, new me, the new year resolutions, 9.5 times out of 10, I feel like the people that wait until the ball drop never even see it through. So
they be done by the first week. And that's what I was going to say as well. That's kind of my opinion, the same. Especially like around this time, what do you wait until? I think I made a post about that. Like, what do you wait until the first for? Because if you don't got the discipline or the strength or whatever it is to start now, you're not going to start once the calendar change.
Yeah, I feel like that's the same thing as saying like, oh, it's Friday, I'm gonna start Monday just so I can have a clean slate. Whole time the week don't even start on Monday, it start on Sunday.
Literally.
So
I don't know. I think a lot of those things like postponing and I'm gonna wait to this day, I'm gonna wait to that day. It's like an excuse.
Yeah, it is 1,000%. Because
because anybody can tell you when you in that mode and you ready to go, you gonna start right then and there. Like, I've had moments where I be up all night. I'm up 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm ready to change my life. And I start, like, just doing whatever at that time. Like, when you ready, you going to start right then and there. You're not going to be ready and say, but I'm going to wait till next month. So,
I think also in those moments as well, I feel like it's literally one of those things where it's like, all right, I'm tired of my shit. I got to breed change. Like, something got to give.
Yeah.
And I'm not laying around or about to sit here and scroll no more.
Literally.
And wait around. Like, you know.
What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
What are you waiting for? You're going to wait a whole nother year because, I mean, this year went by fast as hell.
This year had somewhere to be,
This year was on the go. Like, it literally came and went. So, you just going to sit and wait for all your other years to go and then just be like, damn, I could have did this 2 years ago and I would have been here.
Yeah.
I could have started this. Like, it's all excuses, though.
I agree.
It sounds good.
What's something that has typically helped you been able to materialize your goals or see your visions throughout the year?
You said, what is something that helped me?
Mm-hmm. Like a tip or, a tool or something that's been able to help you materialize your visions?
Looking at this might not sound good because you're not supposed to focus on your past, but looking at my progression I've made,
mm-hmm.
And just, it's really like always remembering my why type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know where I want to go. I know where I want to be. And it's like, there's no excuse or no reason in this world that should be big enough for me to stop or relax or stop before I make it to where I know I want to be and where I can be and where I need to be. So it's really just always remembering my why for real.
Yeah.
It's no it's no physical thing or like I don't got no like special magic quote or nothing. It's just knowing like my destiny.
You say that a lot. You just be saying that because your name Destiny.
No.
Like, I feel like we could literally be like,
it is.
Go down the street and make a left, and she'd be like, yeah, to your destiny. But you mentioned just remembering your why, being able to essentially keep you going.
Yeah.
And just keep you on track because you're essentially, it's like, why am I getting comfortable? You know?
Exactly.
But what helps you maintain a level of balance between like, oh, I can't stop because I'm not where I want to be, and also just, being present and being like, okay, I need a break. Like, what do those stressors or red flags look like for you?
Honestly, this is like, I don't know, like I'll shut down. So I never know ahead of time to prevent it. I'm still in that phase right now of being able to balance that out or to know, because it's like I have one mind and one mindset, like, all right, I need to get this done, and then I'll go, and then it's like
you burnt out.
I'll shut down, and I'll shut down, and then it's like, damn, I gotta be able to, like you said, balance it out. So I don't know yet. I'm still figuring it out. What's one thing for you?
So I feel like personally I have experienced burnout within all the stuff that we have going on.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to say how I find balance in the moment, only because what we were experiencing had a lot of different timelines.
Yeah.
So in a sense of overworking, it was like I'm working to this date because I have no choice but to. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I'm pushing because I have to see it through to this date. Yeah. But it wasn't like, oh, I'm just working just because I want to hustle, make it, and I don't have no choice. It's kind of like it's a sacrifice
for sure
that I had to make in order to be able to, ship packages in a timely manner, or to be able to say that my inventory is here, in a timely manner. So for me, I think that the burnout that I've experienced recently was unavoidable. Nonetheless, in any other situation, I do really good with time management, blocking things out, and especially in the business realm specifically, my work is always done in advance. Okay. Like, I'm really good at having.
So that's why you don't. Okay.
But I feel like a lot of things we haven't even shared with our community the amount of mishaps and delays that we have ran into that have
wasn't
been
even on us.
Exactly, completely out of our control. Yeah. So when things like that happen, it's kind of like, it's a sacrifice you got to make just to be able to show up. So I feel like I've been sacrificing a lot of sleep, a lot of energy, a lot of time, but I'm not going to complain about it because when it's all done and said,
we asked for this.
Yeah, for one, who much is given, much is required. So there's that.
I don't know. And then also I think about, like, for example, like nights like tonight. This is something I feel like was really good that we decided to just knock it all out instead of saying like, all right, we gonna do this and then we gonna do the podcast tomorrow. Or we gonna, like, even when I kept saying like, all right, we gotta do the podcast as soon as possible because I'm not trying to be stuck scrambling basically last minute. And now it's like, okay, I got Thursday to get done like my little stuff that I need to, but it's like not much scrambling. Whereas though we did what we had to do yesterday and then today, and then if we would have stretched it on again tomorrow, that would have killed me because then we got stuff this weekend, and everything else. So, like you said, it's definitely like just trying to kind of time block, or we gotta make those days like, okay, we're gonna sacrifice this day to be able to rest this day, instead of just trying to say, all right, let's work an hour today and an hour tomorrow.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I like the way that you put that because had we stretched it out, it would have been essentially an inconvenience at a later time. It's like pushing the inconvenience back instead of just dealing with it head on and then it rewarding you in the end, you know?
Literally. And I mean, being completely transparent, knowing how we work, even if we would have stretched it out, we would have still been here all night tonight and then all night again tomorrow. We would have been recording all night tomorrow. It would have been the same thing. So I feel like with us putting all this in one night, it's like when we was meeting, all right, we got to make sure we cross our T's, dot our I's, and do what we need to do, but get this done in a timely manner so we can go on to packing orders. All right, we got to pack orders, but not much BSing because we kept saying like, yo, we still got to record. So it's like just getting it done, opposed to if we knew we was doing it tomorrow, we would have probably stretched it out more.
Yeah. I think, I definitely agree with that. I feel like that's one of the pros and cons that we have within our business dynamic, because I feel like most of the time we talk, it literally is like open-ended.
Yeah.
There's never like a period or a question mark or exclamation point at the end of what we say. It's essentially like, if I could get you guys to understand, it's kind of just like a monotone monologue, if that makes sense, meaning that you never really know what it is at the end of the conversation. Like you don't know if you never get like a complete answer or a complete
like,
sense
did
of
we come
direction.
to a resolution?
Exactly.
Or was we just talking and now it sounded good, but
it sounded good in the moment.
Afterwards, it's like, damn, what did we even
Now I get home and I'm like, wait, so did she say that she did it? Or
like,
was that she's going to do it? Or,
did we finalize this?
Yeah, so a lot of times when we're working and we have heavy workloads or like a long work day, we really have to hold each other accountable and just be like, yo, stop bullshitting. Basically.
And I think another thing is like, stop bullshitting and let's just knock it out right now.
Yeah. I think today we did an excellent job. I'm proud of us, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Today went really good.
Yeah.
Even though it's 3:00 in the morning, I gotta be up in 3 hours. But it went good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm excited for we about to be. December 1st is what, in a few days. Well, by the time this comes out,
we are a month December. Away from New Year's. That is insane.
From 2024. Wow. This year really flew by. It's like unbelievable.
Wait, but not even that. Like December is when we revamp the community. So for us to be a year in and like we really did everything we said we was going to do for this year. Like maybe not according to the exact timeline.
We wasn't, but I mean, most of the faults in the timeline wasn't our fault.
No, I'm talking about as far as like our own personal accomplishments within the community, not just the launch or the drop and stuff like that. I feel like we really did every single thing that we said we were going to do.
It's crazy because even we just like started working in the docs again. So I think yesterday or something, I'm looking through like the beginning docs, like the first to-do list we were starting off with, and it's like, wow, we came a long way.
Yeah, we did. So when you think of your end result, or essentially like your long-term goal, what type of emotions do you typically have surrounding it? Like, is it anxiety? Is it eagerness? Is it excitement?
When I think of my future self, basically, Most of the time it's just eagerness and excitement. I don't get much anxiety around it because it's gonna happen. Like, I think about my future self and my future very, very often, but it doesn't. That's like one of the few things that I think about in my mind that does not give me anxiety. Like, it kind of sets me at ease because it's like I know where I'm going. So it doesn't make me nervous. It doesn't. I mean, I'm constantly thinking about it, but.
So when you think about your future self and you see the lifestyle that you aspire to live, how does your reality hold you accountable for where you're trying to go?
Like my current day to day? Some days it do, and some days it's like, well, how we about to get there? Like, I'm not gonna lie, but that's another thing. That's another reason why I said thinking of like my why and where I want to go is kind of what throws me back on track. Because when I'm falling off or just on bullshit, like I said, I think about my future and where I want to be very, very often. So it'd be those moments. Is like, what the fuck is you doing? Like, I could literally, like, I think about it so much. I can be sitting on my phone scrolling and instantly just think like, how is this benefiting you? And I'll just shut my phone and do something else productive. So, I mean, some moments it's like when I'm actively working or actively working on myself, because I mean, where I see myself is not solely like financial status. It's all over growth. So it's like I'll actively be working on myself or actively be doing whatever that would just help me grow little steps at a time, day by day.
Yeah. So what are a few, if you don't mind sharing, a few distractions that you have either noticed or probably ran into in the past that you feel like slowed down your where you are today into transitioning into the woman that you see yourself becoming?
Being completely honest, friends. Friends for sure.
You want to elaborate a little bit?
Just like, I don't know, just friends, like in different settings, different areas. Like, for example, like 2 years ago or something like this, and I'm mentioning this because me and one of my friends was just talking about it earlier today. Like 2 years ago or a year ago or whatever, when I was living in Florida, it was fun. I was fun desk. I was lit desk. Like, and I love that. Like, I love that my friends, like, I'm the one that everybody love. Like, that's what it was. But then a little bit over time, I kind of got into one of those moments like, how the hell is this benefiting you? Like, yeah.
Was this when you were still back in Florida?
Yeah. So it was just like, it was real fun and stuff, but it was like those moments, like I said, it's like, how is this benefiting you? When I'm in my house by myself, now I'm working or now I'm doing whatever, or possibly like being real, I'll probably be hungover or something, or just something that's throwing me off track of what I should be doing. And it really be a lot of those moments like, all right, it's fun and games with everybody else, but now when it's lock-in time and I gotta get me right, it's just me dealing with basically my consequences.
Yeah.
So I stopped everything, every single thing.
So did you coexist, these same friends that you were referring to that you were like obviously having a good time with, or whatever the case may be, did you guys coexist in any other realm? So when it was time for you to handle business, were these the same friends that were showing up?
One of them, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why I was like, literally the conversation I was just having earlier today with that friend. And it was one of those, like I said, like it was like, even when we was having fun, it was one of those everybody loved us moments. And then when I sat down, you seen the people that dispersed though, that was around for those moments or those times. And then other people, it's like, all right, what you doing now? Like, you being so like, all right, I'm gonna come with you. Like, I'm gonna do that too. So it was one of those. And I feel like that's also how you kind of know your people. But for me, what I've noticed is like friends is a distraction. That goes hand in hand with what we was talking about earlier. Like, I'm not the best at setting boundaries. So yeah, like I could be doing anything, and if my friend called me right now, like, oh my gosh, I need to talk to you, I'm gonna sit there and talk to my friend.
I know we held previous conversations. I think it was like the first or second episode. We talked about how you were or used to be like a people pleaser. Do you feel like that's something that you completely transitioned out of, or is still in the process, or just actually, coping with?
I was not a people pleaser. I talked to my therapist about that, and what I've come to learn is being a people pleaser, for starters, is actually a selfish act. Do you know that? Like, not selfless, it's selfish to be a people pleaser. Because people pleasers do stuff solely for their own benefit.
Give me an example.
Okay, people pleaser. Say if anything I do for you is solely for your acknowledgement of me. Like, I'm only doing this, I'm only helping you, and I'm only doing this so you can give me praise. Basically, that just makes me feel good. I'm not doing this for you out the kindness of my heart, just to help you out, just to look out for you. I'm doing this to make me feel good. That's a people pleaser.
And you were not that?
No. I'm really not. Why are you looking at the camera? No, I'm really not, because
I mean, I don't want to speak on what you are today, but even as a new friend coming into the picture and just, listening to like who you were back in Florida, because I feel like your identity has shifted from what I've heard. So this is like just me from like the outside looking in, essentially. You definitely have said that you really enjoy being everyone's favorite, and that makes you feel so good and things like that and things of that nature. And then knowing you personally in my own element and our own basis of what our friendship is, not saying that you're a people pleaser to me personally, but I feel like you were either definitely a people pleaser, and this is just speculation, so I could be completely wrong, but
no, I have been a people pleaser though.
Transparency on the mic.
I did used to be a people pleaser. I can't really call when I stopped caring or if I stopped caring. What I can say is I think a lot of how I treat people and how I show up for people because I would love to have somebody like me in my life. So I feel like I could be there for other people. But at my own expense, I don't do that.
I'm happy that I guess you outgrew people pleasing. So getting back to the whole 2024 preparation and readiness.
Okay, so you said going into the new year, you feel like you are back to yourself now, and then back to yourself, you said you meaning what specifically? What's back to yourself?
I said I feel like the younger me back in 2016. Like yeah. Okay. I didn't say back to me.
So in what other ways, because that's like a working way, but in what other ways are you prepared for the new year? Besides like career, business wise?
Well, I want to hyper focus on my readiness and my preparation in the perimeters of business and career, because that's where I've been absent. I've been very much present with self, so the ball just keeps rolling for me in those aspects. Like I said, I think that I'm extremely excited to return back, and the correlation that I made to who I was in 2016 as far as having that ambition and that hunger and that desire, because I've been missing that element for the past 2 years.
For people that had a challenging year of 2023, going into the new year, do you have any advice for them?
Advice for them to what?
Just in general, to pivot.
I don't know. It might sound a little cliche, but I feel like everything, whenever adversity is involved, relies heavily on mental stability. Sure. So my response will be mind over matter, and obviously that's easier said than done. But my advice would be, one, train your mind to be stronger than your emotions.
Okay.
And if you don't have that willpower to do it for yourself, find yourself an accountability group similar to the one that we have available, or maybe connect with some friends or family members that can really be there for you and pour into you, because it's nothing like having people around you that hold you accountable.
Yeah.
But sometimes we're unable to show up at our 100 capacity, and I think that's another gift of what sisterhood provides.
For sure.
Because it's like phone a friend. When I don't have 100 to give today, I could kind of call you, and you know, I can kind of call you and just say, hey, I need a little push today, or do you mind showing up for me in this way? Now, I'm not saying call your friends or your loved ones and bleed on them or carry this sense of entitlement, but sisterhood does provide the gift of capacity and reciprocity.
Yeah.
So I think that's very important. And something else that I would say is, and I think I said this in a previous episode, is just build your faith up, because your faith, your spirit man, and your mind literally, like, they coincide, like they're connected. So in order for you to manifest or to transition your situation, or really, you know, evolve whatever it is you're going through, you really have to be able to envision it first.
Yeah.
But in order for you to envision anything, it has to be a thought before it materializes. So that would be my advice.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Like we said, this year went by really, really fast. And what are your, if you don't mind sharing, what are your like top 3 goals for the first quarter of the new year?
That's a really good question. I think number 1 would be to stay consistent. Number 2 would be to consistently read the Bible. That's like high at the top of my list. My goal is to read it from cover to cover. And then my 3rd would be to really prioritize the relationship that I have with money.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that's really, really good.
Those are like pretty high on my list.
And I think, not to go off of that, but I think that's a topic that should be covered as well. Right. Because I feel like so many people just ask for more money and pray for more money without praying for a better relationship with money. Because a lot of people just think that they have like lack thereof, like they don't have enough. When in reality, if you don't have that proper relationship, no matter how much money you got, you're gonna go through it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's really important.
Yeah, I think there are so many avenues when we talk about finances, and obviously I'm not giving anyone financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor. I'm speaking from experience and observation and you know, all of that type of stuff. But going back to what I was saying, there's so many different avenues when it comes to finances, right? And this doesn't matter if you're a business owner or you're working a 9-to-5. You could have a salary, you could have an hourly wage, whatever the case may be. But what I noticed is that we, and when I say we, I'm talking about like my community, our community, essentially, not Dear Sister Let's Talk, but like on a grander scale. We don't even have the ability to acknowledge that a relationship with money exists.
Exactly.
So with that being said, it's hard to be able to identify or be intentional with something that you're not even aware of.
Yeah.
And I think that if we look at money from a grander scale, or maybe a more energetic perspective, you will be able to identify, or at least for me personally, I've been able to identify that chasing money is really one of those things that has ruined us. Exactly. And I mean, essentially, I can't blame anyone because capitalism is, you know, at the forefront of our issues. But nonetheless, really just trying to figure out how to turn nothing into something.
Exactly. And
trying to, you know, spread what you do have across the board is difficult. So I'm not trying to display or discredit anyone and their initiatives, but I feel like just taking accountability on behalf of our community, I feel like we can do a much better job at maintaining
For sure.
the little that we do have. So like you said, when we do ask for an increase,
You know how to
we can
handle
really
it.
maximize and really be educated enough to put those resources or those funds where they need to be so that we can make more, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's so sad because it's like sometimes, and I've been here before personally, transparently speaking, where you make more money, you still have less.
For sure. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That's why I said that was a really good point that you made, like, to even say, I want a better relationship with money opposed to, because I feel like most people would just say, like, I want an increase, I want more. So,
yeah. And I think within these past few months, I've been able to really just identify that more money, I mean, obviously we all want more money, right?
Yeah.
But that's not the issue for me personally. That's not a issue for me personally.
Yeah.
I think mine is just not being intentional and not really having a discipline that is necessary for me to be able to pivot.
Yeah.
So that's something that that's like a part of my top 5, like I said, that I'm focusing on for 2024. And my goal is to really have the support of the community that we have.
Yeah.
So that we can all hold each other accountable.
Exactly.
For first and foremost, but not even only that, we can kind of all accomplish that sense of financial literacy together, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's each one teach one for one. And then I feel like women are very influential, right?
Yeah.
And I talked about this on Instagram a little bit yesterday, right? But I feel like the world is big and we're little people in a big world. So I feel like if we as women who have the most influence to date, right? If we are responsible for our interpersonal communities and if we focus on making impact within our communities, that's where the change worldwide happens, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's great to be a small person and have these worldwide dreams or these international dreams and, you know, things like that. But I feel like the change really happens where it's like, all right, if I could at least reach back to my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, my friends, the people that are around me, they could go.
And they can go to
They
their
could
people.
go, exactly.
Yeah,
and I feel
tree.
like that's my goal. And I feel like I see that for us. I see that.
That's really good. So, to end this year, what we got? Well, it's basically it's December now at this point. We got a couple weeks left. We're ending it off with our vision board event, our vision board and prayer event. You want to tell them a little bit about that or no?
Sure. So personally, I don't know, been looking forward to this event. We're having a vision and prayer word event, and I'm really excited, especially for the energy.
That's what I'm most excited for, because our events that we've had so far, the energy has been great. So for this specifically, like the substance behind this,
yeah. And one thing that I do want to say, like I kind of want to close it off on this note, but I know every year we make vision boards, and I'm real good for making the e-vision boards and just setting it as my screensaver. And sometimes I make like the tangible version. But I really want to touch bases on vision boards and really give you guys a gem on how to see your vision board through.
We were just talking about that.
Exactly. We were just talking about it on our live, and I think that when I say we, I mean the community, not our community, but us. Yeah. When I say we need to do a better job at goal setting. Yeah. Goal setting is so important. And I think that, I'm not sure if we talked about this on a previous episode that is already aired, but we really need to do a better job of not being delusional, but also having that visionary mindset.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to limit anybody's perspective or limit anybody's dream.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh no, you're dreaming too big. Because no, one thing about me, I'm a dream big and I'm a visionary.
Yeah.
But also we need to be realistic. And when I say realistic, if your goal is your long-term goal by the time you're 30, which is in like the next 6 years, is to be a millionaire. Right?
Why that's on my vision board?
Why is that on your vision board for something that is 4 weeks away?
Yeah.
Realistically, you'll be wishing on a like dreaming literally on a star. Ticket. No, literally. So it's like when we talk about achievements and goal setting and all those other things, we need to be more intentional and more realistic. And again, sidebar, disclaimer, I am not limiting your dreams, your perspective, or anything like that. I'm real big on dream big. Go big or go home. But let's use common sense here.
You know what I think another good idea I learned about vision boards as well is try to do it by quarters a little bit.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. Break it down.
Yeah. So I think that whatever information you put on your vision board should be in bite size.
Yeah.
And with that being said, this is something else that I'm hoping that we implement at our own event that we having is if you're making a vision board this year, create 4 squares on there.
Yeah.
And literally hold yourself accountable. Okay, the first 3 months I'm gonna do this. The next 3 months I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
And quarter 3 I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna end the year with this.
With this one.
So that way you are able to track your goals and do these assessments. And this is why I love our personal organizer so much because it literally has these quarterly assessments in between these sections, and then it has the monthly recaps, setting your intentions, the reflections, and then an annual reflection.
Yeah.
So it's like it's no way, shape, or form that you can use something like our personal organizer or use the strategies that we're speaking about tonight, and not accomplish or see it go through. The only thing that will hinder you is if you don't do the work.
Literally.
Because it's black and white.
Yeah.
It's black and white. And I just think that in totality, let's just make it not so complicated for ourselves.
Yeah, that's good because that's what I think it is making it really, really complicated. And it's a lot of, like you said, kind of like delusion, putting these outstanding things on your vision board, and now you at the end of the year like,
and you feeling
ain't no way.
Yeah, now you discouraged. Now you feel like you didn't do enough.
When it's like you ain't even take step 1 to even being close to that.
Yeah, you put your 5-year plan on your vision board. Yeah, on your vision board for next year.
Yeah.
It's unrealistic. Let's just be for real. Let's cut the shit and
be intentional.
Yeah, let's just be intentional, hold each other accountable. Let's really do what we have to do and put one foot in front of the other properly so that we could be balanced in achieving our goals.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this was really good.
Yeah. Wait, before we go, we gotta do the card. Yeah.
Right. Let me go first.
Okay.
This is a crispy deck. Okay. What would you say is the best piece of advice you've ever given, and have you used that advice before?
I don't know. I talk so much, and like I feel like, if not all, most of the people in my life literally just tell me that they enjoy the things that I have to say to them, like the words of wisdom that I share. So I literally don't have one specific thing. But I feel like I am the type of person that practices what they preach. I feel like I take pride in that. So I feel like I'm gonna answer this card by saying I use everything that I say. Or hold on, what is it? I'm gonna answer this card. No, I'm gonna answer this card by saying all the advice that I give, I use myself.
Okay. So what's your favorite piece of advice?
I don't have a favorite. I talk too much.
So just
I can give
one.
My favorite piece of advice, I guess, would be that where there's a will, there's a way.
That's good. I like that. Okay.
Why do you think we're in each other's lives? That's deep.
I don't know. I feel like we was kind of talking about this on our last episode.
You saying you don't know and then proceeding to answer the questions continuously throughout the episode is insane.
No, I'm saying I don't know the reason. But to just not end it on a I don't know, I feel like it's God's plan. It's something greater than us. So we have yet to see the reason, so I can't answer that question as of yet.
Maybe in the afterlife.
Maybe.
Like, I'm so confused. What?
The afterlife is crazy.
Because if not now, then at what point do you reach, or what do you think? At what point do you think that you'll be able to identify, like, okay, this is the reason? Because I feel like as we evolve, it's continuously going to be signs or wonders or works that's going to be like, oh, okay, this makes sense, or oh, okay, I see why this, or oh, okay, like, you know what I'm trying to say? I don't feel like it's one sound drastic event that's going to occur that's going to be like, oh, this is why, you know.
I can't answer as I don't know. I truly don't know. I think it's bigger than us, like, to serve together.
Okay.
I don't know. Why you think we in each other's life?
I feel like to serve.
How
I definitely agree with that. I'm agreeing with you. I definitely feel like servitude plays a huge role in our connection. And it's so crazy because I feel like you serve me and I serve you, essentially, like on a personal level. So I'm happy that this is, like you said, greater than us, and we're able to serve others in our union, because it kind of just keeps me going, it keeps me afloat. So I'm definitely grateful for the responsibility. Yeah,
I don't know, this was good. I think it was really good. It's always good talking about the new year at the end of the year.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like this was such an on time topic.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for watching. Go to dearsisterletstalk.com to grab your Let's Talk Sister card game, and also grab your Dear Sister Let's Plan personal organizer.
For 2024, while supplies last, y'all, I think we have like 100 and something left. Yeah, we sold about a quarter of our.
Yeah, the girls came up to show out. Yo, we hit our goals, and yeah. So I mean,
I'm really excited.
Going into the end of the year.
Yeah,
it's holiday season, so grab yours.
And if you guys are interested in, saving a couple dollars, then use code DSPOD. This is exclusively for our listeners and our viewers. So, again, if you're interested in saving a couple dollars, head over to dearsisterletstalk.com and use DSPOD for pod. If you guys are interested in having your business featured on our podcast, please email us for all sponsorship opportunities. And y'all, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. Yeah. And if you are on any of our Audible platforms, don't forget to add us to your favorites.
If you guys have any topic
recommendations, please do not hesitate, y'all, to comment on our page, DM us, email us. Listen, y'all could even text us. We got a 2-way messaging line. Do whatever it is y'all need to do to give y'all feedback.
All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Toodles.
Thank you so much for tuning into our podcast, Let's Talk Sis, with Des and Sa.
Stay connected by following us on all of your favorite social media platforms. And don't forget, use hashtag Dear Sister Let's Talk to find us.
Wait, before you go, head over to our website or our Instagram and join our interactive community for a daily dose of sisterhood, where like-minded women fellowship, encourage, and create a safe space amongst one another.
See you inside, sis.
Toodles.
Bye.